This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Live, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
You are looking live at Heroes Stadium on the north side of San Antonio, where tonight we wrap up our schedule of Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights with a big 28-6A rivalry battle between the Madison Mavericks and the MacArthur Brahmas. Good evening, everybody. Don Harris with you in the booth. Chuck McIntyre down on the sidelines, where tonight it comes down to a very simple scenario for the Madison Mavericks. Win, and they're in the playoffs. Right, Chuck?
Indeed, that's the case, Don. In fact, if they win, that's going to make things easy, obviously, and then they could move up as far as number 3, depending on the outcome of the Brandeis game. So a lot at stake tonight for the Mavericks. As for MacArthur, coming in here looking for their first win of the season, and Kevin Hurst has been talking about how proud he is of his team all week long in terms of they're upbeat, they believe, they've had a lot of adversity go against them this year. What a great way it would be for MacArthur to end their season if they could somehow find a way to wreck Madison here tonight and end their season.
Yeah, both coaches have done such a great job navigating through COVID. This is Madison's 10th week in a row to play football with no break. And again, just the opportunity to play football right now for these kids is an unbelievable experience. When you talk about the Madison Mavericks, Chuck, it all starts for them with their quarterback, R.J. Kyle.
And what's interesting about R.J. Kyle, and also speaking about what the Mavericks have had to do during the shutdown, is they had to take R.J., who was an all-district performer at wide receiver a season ago, and stick him in at the QB spot. Look at this guy. All he's done is go out and produce 11 TDs, just 2 picks on the season. R.J. Kyle is making himself right at home as the signal caller of the Madison Mavericks.
When it comes to MacArthur, if you've ever wondered what Chuck McIntyre looks like with his shirt off, it's a lot like Cortland Stevens, right, Chuck?
Oh my goodness, is this guy jacked or what? In fact, Kevin Hurst told us when we get off the bus, wherever we go, we like Cortland Stevens to be the guy that gets off the bus first. Look at this guy. There's no doubt why schools like UIW, West Texas A&M, Arkansas State have offered this young man. He is one of the best defensive backs in the entire city, and clearly one of the best looking as well.
He would love to go out playing spoiler tonight. It is Madison, it is MacArthur. When we come back, we will have our Taco Cabana's keys to the game. Tnl on a chilly night from Heroes, straight ahead. Welcome back to Heroes Stadium. Madison and MacArthur getting ready for kickoff right now. It's time for our Taco Cabana keys to the game. And Chuck, let's start with Blaine Peterson and those Madison Mavericks.
Yeah, Don, they want to protect the ball at all costs tonight. Got to be on the field, make sure that you're executing on offense, making the most of your opportunities. And point of emphasis this week, Madison wants to be better at making tackles on defense. It's been a problem all year for them.
Here's head coach Blaine Peterson.
Bottom line is we need to go win a football game. So if we can beat the MacArthur Brahmas this week, and they're a good football team. I know the record doesn't show it, but they got some good, tough players, and they play their tails off every week. And we're going to have to show up and play our A game. And if we can win that game, we're going to be in the playoffs.
All right, so Chuck, how does MacArthur play spoiler here tonight? You heard Coach Peterson say they do play tough. Their record not an indicator just how tough these kids are.
Yeah, I mean, Blaine Peterson is a former Madison player. He knows you can throw the records when these two teams are suiting up and playing against one another. But Mac's got to hang on to the ball as well. I mean, they have no room for error. They've got to control the time of possession, keep the Madison athletes off the field, and then they got to for sure get some stops on defense.
Here's Kevin Hurst.
It has not been hard to look at video on the weekends and see progress as we're going along. I know a lot of people on the outside, their progress is looking at the scoreboard. Us, it's finding the improvement on offense or on defense or individual improvement, and there's plenty of that there. And we've been building off of that. As far as this team, this is a special group. Everything they've had to deal with, transition with a new head coach, a transition in philosophy, and then off-season gets shut down and no spring ball. I'm proud of them, and they have not quit. They have not shut down. They keep coming back to work, and I think they'll have a good Thursday night.
That's great to see and great to hear. We're bundled up here at Heroes Stadium. It's a little chilly, but the football is hot. It's nearing playoff time. When we come back, we'll kick it off. Great rivalry in San Antonio. Madison against Mac next. Welcome back. We are about ready to kick it off here between Madison and Mac for our national anthem. Let's turn it over to public address announcer Eric Price.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that for those who are able to please rise as I direct your attention to the south end zone, where our state and national colors are entering the field. This evening, our color guard is from the MacArthur JROTC under the command of Major Lawrence Garcia. Our escort guard tonight for the Texas flag is Cadet First Lieutenant Elizabeth Peterson. Carrying the Texas flag, Cadet First Sergeant Emma Radley. Watching guard over our national colors is Cadet Second Lieutenant Kevin Smith. And the honor of carrying our national colors and commander of the color guard unit tonight is Cadet First Lieutenant Julian Tovar. Please remain standing and remove your hats as the MacArthur High School Band, under the direction of Evan Berry, pays tribute to this great nation, to our men and women in uniform throughout the world, to our veterans and first responders, with the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have been participating in the game tonight, it is being broadcast here in the San Antonio area on Thursday Night Lights on CW35 with Don Harris and Chuck McKennick on the call. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just about ready to begin the annual M&M Bowl game between Madison and MacArthur. Madison won the coin toss. They deferred to the second half, so Madison will receive.
Welcome back to Heroes Stadium. Chuck and I are nice and cozy up here and the heater on in the booth. Zach is downstairs, freezing as always. What's up, Zach?
Oh, it's not too bad. I mean, it's a night you love to play ball. If you're on the defensive side, you get a chance at some teeth-rattling hits, but should be a good one tonight. And, you know, yeah, a little chilly. You might want some hot chocolate or a different kind of hot chocolate. I mean, it is the M&M Bowl, after all, guys.
Sure it is. And special thanks to Mark Kusenberger, our statistician extraordinaire, when we got up here to the booth. There was M&M's strewn everywhere all over the table. We appreciate that.
It sure did. And I've already pounded mine into oblivion. I don't have any left. I may be snaking some of yours as the game goes on.
It is time for our RNL Certified Auto Group kickoff. As you look at Blaine Peterson, his team will receive. And that means going back to take the kickoff will be Miguel Becker, Navon Cooper, and also Kawan Thompson. It's a short kick. And Madison will take over with good field position. And we will see right here from the get-go our player profile from the top of the show. R.J. Kyle, the senior quarterback. He's going to be playing in our San Antonio Sports All-Star game. The converted wide receiver will run the show here for the Mavs.
How many times, Don, have we seen that this year, right? How many games have we encountered where programs had to, on the fly, just go find an athlete to go play their QB spot this season?
It's a Mammoth contracting first down. Whistles blow as RJ rolled out to his right.
It's all part of how teams have had to adapt in 2020 to starting, stopping, and finally getting going again.
Larry West and his crew will have their first call of the game.
Hey, go Brahmas! Hey, go Brahmas! Hey,
12 men,
go Brahmas!
defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Go Brahmas!
All right, so first and 5 for Madison.
Go Brahmas, go!
And they haven't even taken a snap. And you look at the Madison backfield, you're going to see Kashawn Rogers, number 21, is the key running back here tonight. He's just a sophomore. And Coach Blaine Peterson says he's really come on, this young football player, and he will help R.J. Kyle's passing game with the rushing game there. They fake it to him and roll R.J. out. He completes for a gain of about 6. That'll be another Mammoth contracting first down as Navon Cooper, his favorite target, gets the catch.
You got Rabel, Gertman, Martinez, Gallagher, and Hart up front blocking for the Mavericks tonight.
Also a young offensive line. Hart's a sophomore. Bradley Rabel, the other tackle, is also a sophomore, and the guards are juniors. So they're building that offensive line at Madison. They run the zone read this way, and they give it to Rogers, and he's got some space. Rogers across the 45 near the 50-yard line. Finally brought down by Kamani Norman and a group of Brahmas as we look at their defense there. We talked about Cortland Stevens, the all-star, number 3 at safety. He was a second-team all-district performer a year ago as a junior. Another Mammoth contracting first down. As Kyle rolls, design quarterback run, picks up about 1.5 yards. Kyle's got 465 yards rushing on the year and 9 touchdowns. He's thrown for 11. So for a guy who hadn't played quarterback much, he sure is getting the job done.
Yeah, I mean, looks the part, right? I mean, first throw comes out, hammers a strike, moving his feet really well, and good arm action as well.
Sets up second down and 8. It's in the gun this time. Fakes it. Now fires and completes it to the 40-yard line. That's caught by Anthony Little. But we've got a flag on the far side of the field. Let's see what that is. It's coming back.
Ineligible man downfield against the offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
You talk about RJ and really fitting in nicely to the quarterback position. Look at that, it's not an easy throw. Rolling to his left, took a little shot there at the end, and he's been dealing with various bumps and bruises on top of it, but it really is astounding how well he's taken to the quarterback position in such a short period of time.
The illegal man downfield sets up second and 13, run a little sweep to the far side, gets back to the line of scrimmage, but not any more than that because Kamani Norman, again, the junior linebacker there with the tackle.
Good hot pursuit there by Kamani Norman. Backside running down the runner, and Madison having some issues at the running back position in terms of injuries. Their leading rusher has been banged up too, but Sean Rogers has done a really nice job filling in, and now Madison feels like they got 2 guys to roll with when they're fully healthy.
Full house backfield here with Anthony Little blocking now for Kyle as he rolls out, wants to throw it, now does, dumps it off too little, and it might be too little for a first down, but close.
And again, RJ just doing a really good job rolling and then reading and then holding onto the ball to the last possible second. A little short dump off for a nice gain.
4th down and about 3 here. And they got the Brahmas to jump, free play, going deep down the sideline, and it's caught. What a completion and what a catch by Jalen Stewart.
Oh, you gotta love these kind of plays, right? This is like the old Green Bay Packer Aaron Rodgers jailbreak, right? If you get the other side to jump off sides, send your dudes deep down the field and try to throw a home run ball and catch it. Why not, right? You got nothing to lose.
It's a Mammoth Contracting first down inside the Central Med red zone, and that offsides will be declined, and all of a sudden the Mavs have it 1st and goal from about the 7. Kyle wants to throw to his right, he's got his man wide open, it's caught, and scoring the touchdown is Kashawn Rogers, the sophomore, on a beautiful design play, and the Mavs are on the board first.
Really well-designed drive there by Blaine Peterson's coaching staff. Little of this, a little of that, using both sides of the field, the middle of the field, runs, throws, deep balls, touchdown.
Caden Esquivel on to add the extra point. He's just a sophomore. The kick is up and through, and Madison leads it here in the M&M Bowl at Hero Stadium, 7-0 after a very impressive first drive. Sophomore Kashawn Rogers soaking it in after scoring first. He's got 5 touchdowns now on the year. Came in for Miguel Becker, who was the leading rusher for the Mavericks most of the season. And Rogers is getting his chance. He's making the most of it as we get ready for an R&L Certified Auto Group kickoff. And Caden Esquivel will do the honors. Devin L. Smith, Alex Castillo, and Cortland Stevens all back there.
And we're told that we could see maybe Miguel Becker tonight, but if Madison is fortunate enough to win this game and get a playoff game next week, then, you know, worse, they're probably going to have Becker available next week.
That ball is fair caught by Castillo. And so we'll get our first look at the MacArthur Brahmas offense. And they're led by Jackson Deason, just a junior. Got some pretty good numbers this year. This has been a struggle offensively for MacArthur in this very tough district. But as you heard Coach Hurst say, they are improving week by week. And Jonah Dunlap and Ethan Kamaka-Tovar, his favorites back there, and they'll run a little option offense tonight, which is fun to watch. First handoff goes to Dunlap, and he goes across the 30, out of bounds at about the 31. And this is a departure, Chuck, from what we've seen when they had Tyler Vitt and some other tall, really good quarterbacks over the years. To see them, as you take a look at their starting offense, to see this very run-oriented option game. 2nd down and 4. As you see that formation, gives them a lot of different variety of fakes. They hand inside. It's not going very far at all as Elijah Grady, the senior middle linebacker who's a San Antonio Sports All-Star, right there to bottle them up. Take a look at that defense. Got some really good players returning. Anthony Zuniga was 2nd team All-District a year ago. He's at 1 defensive end, number 43 on your screen. And Grady, the middle linebacker, is also an outstanding player. Sets up 3rd and 2. A little sweep this way, and busting ahead for a Mammoth Contracting first down is Dunlap. the sophomore running back who's now closing in on a 700-yard season. Not bad for a sophomore.
No, not bad at all. And to your point, Don, I mean, we're used to MacArthur and the air raid offense, big quarterback, big receivers, run and gun, get you down the field. But they've had an offensive change this year to try to match what their talent is on offense. So that's been part of the reason why it's been so difficult for MacArthur to kind of get things going on offense. I mean, you can't play in the spring and you can't play in the summer, and you're trying to work in a new offense. Oh, and then, by the way, you have multiple injuries at the quarterback position. I mean, these are the kinds of things that can happen. So it's kind of been the perfect storm for a lot of bad things to happen to MacArthur this season for their program.
Yeah, new philosophy, new coach in a situation where you're not able to practice makes it real difficult. Good job by the Madison defense and Isaiah Edwards to string out that option play. That went nowhere. It's good to see the Spirit groups out in full force. This is what it's supposed to look like all season long, and it's great to have the kids back out. The last few weeks we've seen much better attendance as they're allowing people to show up and people feeling a little more comfortable. It's our Plumbing Today band cam. Both bands here tonight. We'll hear from both at halftime. 3rd down and 11. This makes it difficult situations when you have this kind of offense and you get into these kind of situations, and doesn't help when you run into each other either. And Ethan Kamaka-Tovar tried to get back to the line of scrimmage after a little miscommunication there in the backfield. That'll set up 4th down, and the Brahmas will punt it away.
A little bit of a struggle there, obviously, on that first series. But again, talking about injuries at the quarterback position and then trying to figure out what you're going to do on offense week to week. I mean, you can only imagine how tough it is at times for these Brahmas. And your hearts go out to them.
Jackson Deason, the quarterback, is also the punter. He gets it away quickly. It's going to hop up, and Madison almost mishandled. Caden Mata got it, still fighting for yards, and Madison will have the football. When we come back, the Mavericks leading it. When they're in the playoffs, they're up 7-0. They've got the football when we come back.
Hey TNL fans, Taco Cabana is proud to be the title sponsor of Thursday Night Lights. Stop by any Taco Cabana and enjoy fried torpedoes at Taco Cabana. Try new chicken tinga or cheese en poblano. Great for dipping, and they're portable. Make plans now to visit Taco Cabana after the game or this weekend. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Our thanks to Taco Cabana for sponsoring Taco Cabana's Thursday Night Lights again this year. They've been a great partner with us all season long as Madison takes over. The young sophomore gets the handoff here on 1st down. Kashawn Rogers picks up about 3.
Did you see that Taco Cabana food truck?
Yeah.
Out here at Hero Stadium? They had that all year, and I just missed it?
I don't know. That's the first time I've seen them. But they had the grill going, and the chicken smelled good. I got myself a big Taco Cabana coffee.
Man, I missed out.
It warmed me up.
If they had that all year, I missed out on that.
There's a keeper for Kyle, and he's tripped up as he stumbles ahead of the 35-yard line. And that'll move the sticks and give the Mavs a Mammoth Contracting 1st down.
Blaine Peterson's done a tremendous job with this Madison program, turning it around the last few years. He's got athletes, he knows how to use them, and Madison doing a really good job of mixing it up here to start this ball game.
So it's 1st and 10 for RJ Kyle. Rolling to his right like he did on the first play of the game, slings it out there, completes it, and it's caught, and a nice pickup by Jalen Stewart, who had the nice long reception on the first drive down the sideline. Stewart's got 5 touchdowns on the year. And again, a well-executed play by the Mavs.
Can't say enough about the job and how comfortable, how calm. RJ is back there in the pocket. Really looks the part.
The whole offense seems like a well-oiled machine at this point. Again, this is their 10th game in a row with no break. They sling it out in the flat. Not much there as Navon Cooper dances out of bounds.
Yeah, good job by the MAC defense that time, stringing it out. Actually a loss on the play.
Cooper and Stewart, equal favorite targets of Kyle. Both had 16 receptions coming in. Cooper has 4 touchdowns. Stewart has 5, but Cooper threw one last week.
Yeah, Cooper was the all-district newcomer a year ago.
Look out, it's Rogers. Rogers across the 40, breaking free, down the sidelines to the 10. Rogers, touchdown. Waited for the signal. They gave it to him. He stayed in bounds. Kashawn Rogers.
What a tightrope act that was down the sideline. And what a burst of speed for 21. Getting his squad into the zone for the second time in this quarter.
Wasn't sure he was going to be able to outrun the defense to the pylon, but he got on his horse. A couple had an angle on him, but he was able to shed the tackle at the end and stay in bounds. The extra point is up and good by Caden Esquivel, and the moving Mavs are up 14-0 here at Heroes Stadium, on their way to clinching a playoff berth here in District 28 6A. Welcome back. It's our Guild Mortgage Smile Cam, and everybody's got reason to be smiling if you're out at a football game tonight. The Brahmas and the Mavs, students out here tonight, and certainly if you're Kashawn Rogers, you got 2 touchdowns already, and your squad's up 14-0.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's breaking a sweat over there. Chilling out on the sideline on a little bit of a chilly night, but Blaine Peterson's got to like this start, Don. I mean, he told his kids all week that this was a setup game. You know, Mac's got no wins, but everybody in town knows these guys got enough players to come out and give you a ball game, and you know they almost beat Roosevelt. So yeah, Madison had to be really on the lookout tonight. A lot at stake for them, obviously, if they want to keep their season alive, and so far so good. They've handled their business.
Alexis Castillo takes the kickoff and sets up the Brahmas at their own 30-yard line, as we'll see Jackson Deason and the offense roll out again.
And there's a good chance that Mac's going to play 2 QBs tonight. Get a chance to look at Carlos Hurtado at some point as well, the sophomore.
Kevin Hurst doing his best to build a program there with the Brahmas. A tough year to take over as a new head coach, and Madison's defensive front blows that up, and Anthony Zuniga, the all-district performer from a year ago, right there from the get-go.
Yeah, Madison plays a 3-3-5. Trying to junk up their defense, get as many athletes on the field as they can. The reason why they can do that, Don, is because they're so good up front.
Isaiah Edwards has an interception this year, too, from his defensive end position.
And big Isaiah Edwards has got one, too, on that defensive line. Blaine Peterson had a funny story about that. Isaiah, number 2, he said he dropped into coverage, got him a pick, and he said, man, I like to say that I was a genius, and that's the way we dialed it up. But just had a young guy trying to learn a new spot, and actually ended up making a play out of it.
Wrong place, right time.
That's right.
Face mask penalty moves it up to the 45. It's a Mammoth Contracting first down as Deason keeps, and not going far. The defensive linebacking core there with Elijah Grady again. He's a San Antonio Sports All-Star, is number 42. He's also the captain of this defense, and he blew that play up quickly.
Yeah, a lot of Madison Mavericks swarming the ball. Number 40 was in on that play too, Adam Contreras. Excellent play.
So it's 2nd down and 10 from their own 45. And they got Isaiah Edwards to jump, and it looks like it's going to be offsides unless Mac moved first.
Offside. Defense, number 2. 5-yard penalty, 2nd out.
So that gives Mac with a good chance to convert here. It'll be 2nd down and 5 from midfield.
If the dancers doing their thing, I don't know if it's more trying to just stay warm out there,
yeah.
right?
Move that ball for a TD. F-O.
Decent with the inside handoff, and stumbling ahead for a yard is Ethan Kamakatovar. Zuniga again, the first one there.
Yeah,
Julius Loray also in on the tackle.
Yeah, that Madison defensive line really holding its own right now. 244 and 43 standing up and really making their presence felt for this Madison defense so far.
So it's 3rd and 4 for Deason, who looks to the sideline to change the play. Low snap, Deason will roll. He's in trouble, he fumbles the football. Mack jumps on top of it and a flag flies late. It was just a hat, my bad. He was just spotting the ball as Dunlap got there to jump on top of it, but Anthony Zuniga forcing the fumble, and that'll set up 4th down.
Yeah, great job back in pursuit, and then Dunlap, great hustle. Never gave up and saved the possession there for Mack.
So Caden Mata will drop back to return the punt. He'll pick it up there at the 22. He's in trouble from the get-go, gets out of that, and gets back to the 30. We've seen a lot of Anthony Zuniga earlier tonight. He's one of our Beluga player profiles. He's also a second-team All-District performer from a year ago. He lettered in football and wrestling. You can see that he also ran track, and he is going to go to the next level at UTSA, and he's going to try to be a firefighter. Good for him. He's been putting out fires tonight.
He sure has. I mean, Coach Peterson was telling us fast and not afraid to hit people. We've already seen that on full display.
I think he's got 4 or 5 tackles already. Nearing the end of the first quarter here, about $1.50 left. So Mammoth contracting first down for the Mavs. We've had a big game so far from Kashawn Rogers. 2 touchdowns for that young man as they set up a new set of downs at their own 45. Kyle with a designed run comes this way and is knocked out of bounds right back at the line of scrimmage. Again, if you're just joining us, Madison clinches a playoff spot tonight with a win. They're in a battle with Brandeis and Roosevelt for the 3rd, 4th finish in District 28 6A with Johnson and Reagan at the top. Or shall I say Reagan and Johnson at the top. Zone sweep to the far side, getting to the outside across the 45 and down to the 40-yard line is Navon Cooper. Found the seam, broke through it, and picks up a Mammoth contracting first down.
And the refrain all night has been the fellas up front. Martinez in the middle. You got Gallagher and Hart on the right side, Gertman and Rabel on the left side. Those dudes are just carving some holes here in the early going.
Mack junking up the defensive front. They blitz. Kyle sees it, fires, got a man. It's caught. It's Cooper. He's in the open field, and a turf monster got him at the 15.
Just an outstanding job, though, by Cooper to come back and find this football. Quarterback's in trouble feeling the heat. And the first guy to locate it's number 1. Only guy that got him was that white little stripe there.
Kyle had a slant and misfired to Keyshawn Rogers, that was Anthony Little, who may have broken off his route.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, right?
Set up 2nd down. But a nice job by Kyle recognizing that blitz too, getting rid of it and letting Cooper make a play on it.
Yeah, RJ Kyle's done a very good job kind of managing this football game and making plays when asked.
2nd and 10, looks to his right. He's got trips over there. This play scored earlier to Rogers. He gets down the sidelines, and it's good for a gain of about 5.
That's going to end the first quarter. No, it's not.
2 seconds left. We'll have one more snap
Third down Mavericks at the 7-yard line.
And it'll be third down for the Mavs.
Blue wall. Blue wall. Blue
Again,
wall.
so much at stake for this Madison team tonight, and you know, you really get the sense that they all feel it, right? I mean, they've come out here and it has been everything they want and more so far to start this first quarter.
So 3rd and 3 to end the quarter here as Kyle hands off, and a good job by the Brahmas defense to bust through and blow that play up in the backfield. Thomas Phillips doing a great job getting back there to make the tackle. And that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. So far, it's been all Cashawn Rogers and the Madison Mavericks. They lead it 14-0. When we come back, second quarter action with the Mavericks threatening deep inside Brahma territory.
Closed captioning for today's game is sponsored by Texas Water Advisor.
Welcome back. It's time for our Air Serve first quarter highlights. RJ Kyle down the sideline to Jalen Stewart. Got Madison in business. He then hit Keyshawn Rogers for the first score to make it 7-0. And Rogers does it on the ground, showing some speed, getting outside and going to the house. It's 14-0 at the end of one. And Madison looking to build on that as they run out Caden Esquivel for what looks like will be a 27-yarder from the right hash here on 4th and 5. It's plenty long enough, and it's good. Caden Esquivel with a good leg. He's only a sophomore, and he makes it 17-0 Madison. And we're back in 15 seconds.
San Antonio International is the first and only airport to use the Light Strike robot, which is proven to destroy hard-to-kill viruses, to include the virus that causes COVID-19, providing the highest level of cleanliness so you can fly easier, fly safer, and fly confident.
So another scoring drive for Blaine Peterson's squad. Early here in the second quarter with Madison leading 17-0. And Esquivel will run back out there to kick it off. I was talking to Peterson, very high on this young kicker. Again, playing with the big boys is just a sophomore, and big leg, very accurate, and we saw him so far. He's perfect on PATs and that short field goal.
Well, and you got to like Blaine Peterson, right? Coaching at his alma mater. I mean, and when he took over the program, we were a little bit on a down stretch, and he's really done a nice job all in. And it's just kind of cool, you know, seeing a guy that went to Madison, and his parents, both of them taught at Madison.
Yeah.
It's just all in the family with the Mavs.
Fair catch as we take a look at our Air Today heating and air conditioning game time weather. We were standing out there early for my live shots at 5 and 6, and I'm telling you what, it felt like it was 30 degrees. It's 45 and clear, wind at about 11 miles an hour. Crisp night, but you warm up quickly if you're playing.
Yeah, no complaints from the booth.
No
Generous
complaints.
with the heat here.
And no complaints from Zach Hedrick, who said, you know, it's not that bad.
He's got all that hair to keep him warm.
Gonna need a little bit more, Chuck. It is kind of getting chilly.
It'd be a good night to have some gloves down there, that's for sure. It's not bone chilling, but it's a little chilly. Not to Chuck though. Chuck's comfortable in his underwear and 20 below. It's a South Texas Votech first down. They run a sweep to the near side, and Madison snuffs it out. What is it with you in cold weather? You love it. You like Green Bay, and
I do. I don't know why I like it, but I don't know what it is about either extreme cold or extreme heat. It just doesn't seem to affect me that much. I'm grateful for it, but you know, I'm like a lot of South Texans though. I mean, I enjoy the weather change as much as anybody.
yeah, it's nice. Second down and 13 now for the Brahmas, and they look like they've disbanded that veer-looking formation that we saw with 4 guys in the backfield earlier tonight. More an offset formation here. So run a man in motion and run it straight up the middle, and that's a nice gain, but it looks like it may have been a hold because the umpire threw that flag right at the feet of one of the offensive linemen.
Now those D linemen for Madison are just so darn disruptive and active, and they move very well.
Personal foul. Chop block. 66-77 offense. 15-yard penalty. Half the distance. Second down.
We've seen that a lot this year and called a lot this year. The chop block, two guys teaming up on one defensive lineman, and it's been a point of emphasis from officiating crews this season.
All effort to try to keep these young guys as safe as possible, playing a very, very tough sport.
Decent, rolling, firing, caught. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Nicholas Castillo, the sophomore wide receiver on the reception. Yeah, I was talking with Dr. David Schmidt, who's the Spurs doctor, was on the sidelines before this game. And we were talking about the Spurs season and training camp starting up, and he had a concern too that we might see a lot of injuries. He pointed out there were 9 ACLs in the first 2 weeks of the NFL season. And with the NBA on a quick turnaround, there's injury concerns. And with these kids, you know, having no real summer workout programs and fall camps, there's been more injuries than normal. Always a concern. As you see Deason get to the middle of the field and now being wrangled down by Isaiah Edwards, still short of the original line of scrimmage. So it's good to see the umpires or the officials making sure on those chop blocks that keeping the health and safety number one.
Absolutely. Madison's defense really coming to play tonight, that is for sure.
4th and 19, Deason deep in his own territory will get it away. And it's a roller across the 40 and gets near midfield at about the 46-yard line. So Madison again will have good field position when we come back. It's been all Mavs, 17-0 here from Heroes Stadium. We're back, and you're looking at our Orange Theory Fitness band cam, the MacArthur Spirit Group staying warm.
Defense.
And we look forward to hearing from that band at halftime as Rogers goes up the middle. A nice big gain on first down, picks up 9, maybe all of it near the stick. Looks like they're going to be about a yard short where they spot it. It'll be second down and about a yard and a half.
Well, the Mavs trying to make it 4 straight drives, putting points on the board, and got good field position here to start this drive.
Kyle fires over the middle, and that ball's picked off. That's Stevens. The man with biceps like Chuck McAtenick comes up with the ASCII. That's why he's a San Antonio Sports All-Star.
Dude, in my dreams, look at that guy.
And we're back in 15 seconds.
San Antonio International is the first and only airport to use the Light Strike robot, which is proven to destroy hard-to-kill viruses, to include the virus that causes COVID-19, providing the highest level of cleanliness so you can fly easier, fly safer, and fly confident.
Nice play by the MacArthur Brahmas senior star. Going to play in the San Antonio Sports All-Star game. As Chuck mentioned earlier, he's being looked at UIW and some others. Play at the next level.
Got some offers, and you know that's really a strength of this Brahmas defense is the back end.
A little confusion. That's what that. Well, I don't know what it is. It's not a wishbone. It's not a veer. It's an option offense, and it's confusing. You have 4 or 5 options, and you can hide the football, and that's the benefit of it.
Yeah, again, and it's a work in progress. I mean, you go from slinging it all over the football field as a program for years, and now you look like one of the academy schools running an offense. Obviously, there's going to be a transition period.
But I tell you what, Our man Anthony Zuniga has been everywhere tonight. That's probably his 7th tackle. And he was right on top of it yet again.
Special athlete, you know, he's going to play some H-back tight end for these Mavs too at some point. He has already this season. I don't know if he will tonight, but I mean, just a special player. And as we've seen, quite active along with his other 2 buddies up front. They're really good.
Dominated the football game so far. 3rd down and 10 for Jackson Deason. Castillo comes in motion. Deason keeps. A big hit in the backfield, but Deason ends up picking up about 4. It'll be 4th down and about 7, and the Brahmas will likely punt it away. That time, middle linebacker Elijah Grady, who's also a San Antonio Sports All-Star, was right there to make the tackle.
Yeah, one of the Mavs captains, really active as well, coming in hot pursuit on the backside to drag down the quarterback.
Caden Mata stands at his own 45 as Deason gets ready to kick it to him. Punts tonight have been kind of low liners that have taken some good rolls for Mac. That one bounces at the 45 and goes inside Madison territory to about the 38-yard line, and that's where Madison will have it, up 17-0 here in the second quarter. 6:38 left in the first half. They've got the football when we come back. Welcome back. It's our air conditioning service company, Smile Cam. Even the Maverick is smiling. As they hand inside, Kyle keeps it. Nice fake. He's brought down Stevens there to wrap him up. Some 3-on-3 crime.
Yeah, there's a lot of these Mavs, Don, that are going to have a chance to play college football at, you know, or play at the next level, I should say. And, you know, it's just, again, one of the ramifications of the shutdown is that everything is backlogged at every single level of football. And you just wonder how many of these guys are going to get opportunities because, you know, how many guys at the college level are going to get another year of eligibility. So that's been a really big thing at the high school level this year. And, you know, you hope it doesn't affect anybody that we're seeing here tonight. Evan Cooper with a really nice play.
Yeah, Cooper did a nice job to kind of navigate through traffic, pick up another South Texas Votech first down. Goes inside Madison territory. They run the jet sweep, ball's out, and it's recovered by Mac. Another turnover. The Brahma defense coming up with it. That ball got loose, and Isaiah St. Cyr comes up with the football.
That's 2 great defensive plays on back-to-back series by these Brahmas. Backyard brawl, you know you're going to get a little something from both teams. Defense coming in and chipping in, making a play.
It was Stevens
Look who
again
it was,
with the strip.
poking it out.
Cortland Stevens has the interception, and now he's got a fumble cause. And Isaiah St. Cyr has the recovery. And he's rivaling his quarterback, Deason, for the best flow on the team.
No doubt.
Deason takes the snap, hands it right up the middle. Tovar has about 2. Julius Loray in the middle of the football field making the tackle right at the nose. Zuniga and Edwards, his 2 defensive ends, have gotten most of the glory here tonight, but the big nose guard, Julius Loray, makes it all happen there as well. Standing right over the center and disrupting that Mac offense. 2nd down and 9 as we tick inside of 5 minutes. Option pitch to the near side. Devin L. Smith is brought down. Aaron Bowles, the junior linebacker, ran that one down. But not before a gain of about 3.
This has been some kind of performance by this Madison defense so far. I mean, they haven't given up a first down. And we're ticking away here in the second quarter. Guys are stretching everything out, getting off their blocks and making tackles.
Big play here for the Mac offense. 3rd and 5. They've gone 3 and out on their last few possessions. They'd love to move the sticks. Deason wants to fire. fires to the sidelines, and Stevens in on offense is guarded pretty well and was covered, and that ball was thrown out of bounds. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, excellent coverage by Thompson there, the sophomore DB. Stride for stride with the receiver. Just really nowhere to go with the football.
So it's 4th down, and Deason looks like he's going to punt. Remember, Mike McCarthy, not on your own 20 in a 4-point game, but this is a good place where you might want to fake. And Deason does want to fake it, throws it, caught, converts it.
How about that?
To the 47-yard line. 4th and 5 from the 40. That's a great spot to do it.
Jackson Deason from the punter spot. Takes a few steps and right on time to his receiver, who makes a really good play out there, and that's none other than Nicholas Moreno.
So maybe Kevin Hurst can call up to the star and give some advice. To South Texas, Votech 1st down.
Deason's got some good flow going too.
Yeah, we got an offensive MVP and a defensive one with St. Cyr, and that is what you call a slobber knocker. Holy cow. Anthony Zuniga just won the Collision of the Game Award. He's been everywhere tonight, but that one I heard from the booth, and we have windows that don't open.
Mercy. Talk about a guy getting off his block and making a play.
That is a form tackle if there ever was one. That's the one in the Oklahoma drill that coaches love. Perfect tackle.
Come on, Brahmas, let's go.
2nd down and 11. Deason lived to tell about it. Fires to the outside, nobody over there. And I don't know if that's going to draw a grounding flag. I don't see one. But do we have another look at that tackle, fellas? That was Anthony Zuniga. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be hard not to give the Player of the Game award to the guy who's got 2 touchdowns, Keshawn Rogers, but Zuniga is going to be, we may have a defensive player step forward tonight. Man, oh man alive, is he dominating. 3rd and 11 for Deason. Wants to throw again, does over the middle, and that ball is dropped. They had a 1st down. Ryan Zool just couldn't hang on to it, and he's kicking himself because he knows if he catches that football, they move the sticks.
Well, Jackson Deason doing a really good job of selling the RPO on that. Pulled it at the last minute and really did a great job delivering that ball on time. Just weren't able to make it happen on that particular play. We'll see if they kick it away here on 4th down.
Yeah, I don't know how many times you can go to that well, so Mata drops back to receive the punt. Can't find the ears. Zuniga's right on top of him, and a big-time momentum killer for the MacArthur Brahmas as the snap got away from Deason, and Madison Mavericks will have it at the 32-yard line with 3:15 to go and up 17-0 when we come back.
We're going to send 43 to the Hall of Fame.
Well, Thursday Night Lights is, a great opportunity to reach and motivate our high school athletes, their families, coaches, et cetera. We've tried to do that with the Beyond the Game program. Sinclair Broadcast Group and Methodist Healthcare have been great partners. And, the program really encourages high school and middle school teams to submit narratives and pictures and videos of things that they are doing to reflect key character traits, respect, selfless service. Those types of things with community service tend to feed on each other. So we started 4 years ago with 20 high schools submitting, and last year we had over 70. And so we're anticipating a lot more this year. It keeps growing, but it really sets the tone for the coaches, parents, and players to do things beyond what they do on the field or the court.
We've been partners in this program for a couple years now, and at Methodist Healthcare, our mission is serving humanity to honor God. And we think that getting our student athletes and our school districts involved in community outreach programs is a great way of living that message and really instilling that kind of thought process and behavior within the high school and middle school audience. So it's just a great program, and we're inspired by what the work the kids are doing in the communities.
Our thanks to Russ Bookbinder, Methodist, and everything that the Beyond the Game program does here in San Antonio. It's our privilege to feature it every week on Maximum Sports and Sports Sunday, all the great things that these kids are doing in the community. And I know, Chuck, you look at it like I do. Every week we're amazed at the middle school and high school teams of the community service they're doing and just how much of a variety that there is of giving back to the community.
Yeah, it doesn't matter the sport, boys or girls, middle school, high school, as you mentioned. This has really been a fantastic partnership, and really, I can't believe how tight it is, right? It just seems like it's just a well-oiled machine at this point, giving back to those in need here in San Antonio. And, you know, a lot of these athletes, obviously, even at this level, are role models to these middle school kids. And, you know, I think it's cool that the coaches understand that, the counselors understand that, everybody involved that's running the operation understands it, and more importantly, these athletes understand it, and, you know, learning some valuable life lessons that they can take with them.
First down and 10, a South Texas Votech first down for R.J. Kyle, who keeps this one all the way across the 20 inside the Central Med red zone. Yeah, I mean, there's such a great variety, too. You'll see these high school kids go down to the elementary school level and read books. You'll see them go clean up construction sites or go to a nursing home and perform service projects, go help at the food bank.
Yeah, I even got the peanut butter bowl going. And all the peanut butter coming in tonight, too.
Reverse. Navon Cooper to the outside, gets a block from his quarterback, but what a job by Cortland Stevens. He just shed the block by Kyle and beat him to the corner. That play could have gone a lot further if not for Cortland Stevens.
Yeah, you can understand why UIW and some of these other schools really like Cortland Stevens enough to offer him a scholarship. I mean, that's just a big-time player making a big-time play there. Out there by himself, got a blocker in front of him, and yeah, with those pipes, he's going to go through quite a few people, actually.
Kyle rolling out this way, fires, it's caught across the 5, stumbling. Did he score? No, down at the 1-yard line is Anthony Little, who's beside himself. He thought he got in. He's looking, he's gonna have to, Coach, give it to me. I wanted 6.
Well, first of all, it's just a great play by Little to catch this football. I mean, he's got a defender coming in there about to knock it out of his hands, and just great concentration, and then almost scored.
They snap it instead to Rogers, and he scores. Touchdown, Madison. His 3rd touchdown of the game, Kashawn Rogers. And Little's like, Coach, you should have given me that carry, man. I was down on the 1-yard line. Instead, Rogers punches it in for his 3rd of the game.
Yeah, Rogers there to clean it up, but he's got the hat trick, and we're still in the 2nd quarter. Madison doing the direct snap and catching Mac a little bit off guard there and was able to take it in easily.
Boy, I like that call, huh?
Yeah,
that was a nice little design. Everybody thought, as Esquivel's extra point is good, everybody thought that Kyle would run up to the line of scrimmage to take a little quarterback sneak. Instead, as he's moving forward, they snap it directly to Rogers. That's a nice little wrinkle.
Yeah, did you see through the block there that
Little?
Yep. So he didn't get the touchdown. He set it up, and then he threw the block. So Madison getting great play from just about everybody here tonight, and obviously it's reflected on the scoreboard.
Got a flag down. We got a roughing the kicker. That'll be enforced on the kickoff with only $1:20 left here in the first half. It's a good reminder to tell you about the halftime show coming up. We're going to hear the bands, and the Children's Hospital of San Antonio is going to give a $5,000 band grant. It's all based on votes to one of our many bands that have been on TNL this year. If you like the bands tonight, text band 23 to 44332 for Mac, or band 24 to 44332 for Madison. The $5,000 band grant made possible by the Children's Hospital of San Antonio. And again, we've had a lot of great bands on this year, and they've all been texting throughout the season, hoping to win that $5,000 as the Mighty Maverick Band gets ready, coming onto the field for their performance. And as we get closer to the UIL performances, we are seeing that these marching bands are getting tuned up and well-oiled machines getting ready for competition, and they're fantastic. And I look forward to hearing.
Yeah, it seems like all these bands are really hitting their stride, aren't they, Don? I mean, every week we're getting everybody's A game when we come out here, and we're fortunate enough to get a chance to listen to the halftime show while Zach is doing his thing.
Man, we were out at Bernie Champion earlier a couple weeks ago, and just they blew us out of the press box. They were awesome.
Accurate.
So a little squib onside here is a good place to do that, kicking it from the 45. Mac does a good job of jumping on top of it.
Ryan Zool, I can't tell you how hard a ball that was to try to apprehend. That thing was doing all kinds of funky stuff, and he reached back across his body to pull it in and made a really nice play there from MacArthur.
All right, so the Brahmas want to try to get some points on the board here, down 24-0 near the end of the first half. They've had their work cut out from them for a very dominant defensive performance by the Madison front three. Decent on a boot. Zuniga's right in his face with the pressure, and that ball's almost picked off. Threw it into coverage, and Braden Campbell had his hands on it and just couldn't quite come up with the pick.
Tell you, we've talked about Zuniga all night long and his prowess and his ability to make plays, but, I mean, you could tell this guy's just a football player. I mean, he was having none of that. All kinds of window dressing going on in the backfield, and he was absolutely zeroed in on the guy that was going to end up with the football and ended up disrupting that play big time.
Decent fires, completes it, and it's lost. It's on the ground. They're going to give it a completion, but he recovered it. Okay. That's one of those, did he make a football move and have it long enough and all that? We don't have to worry about it because Nicholas Castillo, the sophomore, was able to get back on top of it anyway. But it's 3rd and long. They get a free play as they got Madison jump off sides. They'll throw it down the sidelines. It's incomplete, but they'll pick up 5 yards here on the offsides. We'll hear from Larry West.
Offside. Defense, number 2. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Yeah, I love that, though. We're seeing more and more of this. And it's great to see it even at the high school level that, teams have been coached that if somebody's going to jump off sides and you get a free play, I mean, everybody knows exactly what they're supposed to do. Break off your routes and do what you've been coached to do. As we see Ryan Zool, a 2-year letterman here for the MacArthur Brahmas. And how about that? 12th in his class. That-a-way, young man.
Handoff up the middle. Big gainer for the Mavs. That's Jonah Dunlap with a nice big pickup. The sophomore across midfield, and a lot more than that.
Well, MacArthur, and that's clearly their best play of the night on offense. What a fantastic run, and blocked up really nice by the Brahmas, who are doing their level best to try to see if they can dent the scoreboard here with under a minute to go.
37 ticks left. Deason will fire, completes it again to Castillo. Stays in bound, does not move the sticks, and so they may burn one here, and they do. Timeout by Mac as they tick inside of 30 seconds, 28 seconds.
Yeah, Deason with a nice pitch there, and Castillo doing an excellent job hauling it in.
Taking a look at our Tnl Top 10, a brand new #1 after Reagan upset Johnson in a big district championship game last week. Judson moves into the 2 spot. Brennan's at 3. Southside's been a force all year. They've been around that 8, 9, 10 mark all season long. Champion in at #7. And New Braunfels Canyon moving up in the polls. They're #5 this week. Boy, we saw a good one between Alamo Heights and Bernie Champion earlier this year. Both of them deserving to be in the top 10.
Yeah, I think Alamo Heights really found their leggings in that ball game, right? I mean, they really went next level with their performance against Bernie Champion, and quite frankly, they've been even better since. So that was a real good grow-up game. And what a job Ron Rittemann's done in his first job at Alamo Heights.
Absolutely. And his successor, Mark Soto at Johnson's, done a great job too in his first year. You know, not getting to work with those kids very much. Undefeated till they faced Reagan. That ball's overthrown, but yeah. And then Lyndon Hamilton at Reagan too.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a surprise some people. It's not going to surprise Rattler fans, but Johnson was dominant this year before running into the Rattlers.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things, you know, waiting for Reagan's offense to kind of grow up and match what their defense was doing, and their defense has been so darn good. But, man, talk about it all coming together in one game. Man, that was some performance by Reagan in that Johnson ball game for sure.
3rd and 4, Deason fires deep into triple coverage, and it's picked off. And Madison will have it right at about their 12-yard line with only about 13 seconds to go. And that's Demetrion Delane.
Well, you can't blame Jackson Deason here. Clock winding in the second quarter. You got to get a chunk play at some point, but unfortunately just too many Madison guys back there to stone the drive there on the back end. And Demetrion doing an excellent job just locating the ball, catching it, and you can see the athlete that he is trying to make a play at the back end. Brahmas do a good job covering it up, but good job there making a play for the Mavs defense and keeping MacArthur off the scoreboard here in the first half.
Probably just one handoff away from halftime as they turn and hand it to Jackson.
What a tackle.
Rogers, rather, and a fantastic tackle. Oh, they got a turnover belt. I like it. That's halftime. It's been all Madison Mavericks. Their defense dominant. And Kashawn Rogers, the sophomore, with 3 scores. Stick around. It's the America's Diamond halftime show coming up next. We'll have our Scholar athletes, and we'll hear from both the Mighty Maverick Band and the Brahma Band as Tnl rolls on from Heroes Stadium.
Nice tackle, Isaiah.
This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry and sponsored by Vulcan Materials Company, America's Diamond, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, RNL Certified Auto Group, Air Serv Heating and Air Conditioning, Affordable Health Insurance Agency, Orange Theory Fitness, Air Today Heating and Air Conditioning, Guild Mortgage, San Antonio Sports, Methodist Healthcare, Plumbing Today, Texas Water Advisor, Beluga Air, Bargain Warehouse Outlet, JD Collision Express, Air Conditioning Service Company, the San Antonio International Airport, Centro Med, Mammoth Contracting, and Monarch Trophies. Welcome to the America's Diamond Halftime Show.
Welcome back to Heroes Stadium, where the Madison Mavericks lead the MacArthur Brahmas 24-0 at the break. Kashawn Rogers finding his way into the end zone 3 times in the first half, but the MacArthur defense getting a couple turnovers to keep them in it. Should be an exciting second half, but right now the mighty Madison Maverick marching band is on the field. They're already getting into the Christmas spirit already, and earlier this week we did catch up with the Madison band director to talk about their season.
My name is Wesley Perkins. I'm in my 3rd year at Madison High School and my 2nd year as the head director at Madison High School Band. I've taught now, this is my 21st year of teaching overall in the band world, and just, you know, continually every day is a new joy to continue to make music with these young people. We'll be facing the visitor side because we're going to be honoring our seniors in all of the spirit organizations and the band, and make sure that the parents get a chance to honor their students with us. So our competition season wasn't like what we normally would do. We didn't get a chance to go to competition at all, in fact, this year, but we've worked on a show that's kept us, you know, going each week. We've added to it. We did some Earth, Wind, and Fire, started off in September and learned a little bit of that, and then we added a second movement to that. So we've been marching and playing now for 3 or 4 months, and just just continuing to try to get better and move forward. And as anything else, as we know, while it's different, band and music is such an important part of life right now and a good part of the healing process. So we're just thrilled to continue to have music education for these kiddos. Our color guard is getting ready to start a new season. They'll start their winter guard season here soon. So looking forward to that. We're continuing on in our jazz classes. We're going to switch over here soon enough to our concert band world and start to get holiday things prepped, and in addition to solo and ensemble for these students. I could not be more proud of all of our students, but especially for our senior kids, for our leaders in the program. Through it all, through the thick and thin, things have changed pretty dramatically for everybody, but especially for them. I mean, nobody would have ever scripted a time where some of the things that they love the most about being in band and the competitions and the things that they enjoy and the camaraderies of just, being able to hang out with one another. Things have been so drastically different, and especially for them, it's been so much so, but they've stepped forward and they've never let anything deter them. They've been very consistent and just great leaders and great creative minds about things and how to continue to get better and push one another. And we actually have a Facebook page for our booster parents, which is the Madison Band and Flags Booster page. That's on Facebook. We also have a website, which is www.madisonbandandflags.com, where you can get all sorts of information, see some multimedia, as well as learn a little bit about the history of our program.
Our thanks to Wesley Perkins and the Maverick Marching Band as they continue to recognize their seniors. And as Don mentioned right before the half, we've had a lot of great bands on TNL this season, and it's all based on your votes. Right now, it's time to get them out and get ready to vote for the Madison Band. It's time to text Band 24 to 44332. Again, they're eligible for this Children's Hospital of San Antonio $5,000 band grant. Again, if you want to vote for the Madison Band, text Band 24, no spaces, to 44332. Complete texting guidelines are over at the CW35.com. Once again, we'd like to thank the Children's Hospital of San Antonio for making the $5,000 band grant scholarship possible.
San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. San Antonio Sports and Methodist Healthcare are shining the light on teams that model key values through their actions. This week, we salute two schools whose community projects demonstrate beyond the game values. At the start of the school year, the New Braunfels Unicorn volleyball team collected safety and sanitation products for teachers and staff as they prepared their classrooms for students. Last month, the Alamo Heights boys soccer team spent a day of service at the San Antonio Food Bank, packing and organizing canned goods for families in need. These athletes demonstrated the beyond the game values of sportsmanship, selfless service, caring, integrity, and respect. San Antonio Sports and Methodist Healthcare salute high school and middle school coaches who inspire their teams to serve others. Parents, teachers, and coaches can nominate teams that go beyond the game. Visit sanantoniosports.org.
You're watching the America's Diamond Halftime Show.
Halftime rolls on here at Heroes Stadium, and at the end of this season, Vulcan Materials Company will present a $10,000 scholarship to one of our scholar athletes that's featured here during our season. We've had a lot of great ones this season, and it's time to meet this week's nominees. Our scholar athlete from Madison High School is Faris Hoghamid. The senior defensive back has a GPA of 111.88, ranking him third in his graduating class.
Definitely my parents. That's my number one motivator. Like I've seen like sacrifices that they've made to leave like all their friends and family behind, and like they didn't come here. They mainly came here for a life for us, like me and my siblings.
Faris and his family moved to the United States from Sudan.
When I was 9 months old, we moved from Sudan to North Carolina, and then we came down to San Antonio when I was about like 2 or 3.
A large part of Faris's family still lives there. He and his family still travel back every 3 or 4 years to visit.
What is that trip length? I mean, you're stuck on a plane, I imagine, for quite a bit.
24 hours, and like you're going through multiple time zones, getting off at different airports. It's really stressful, but it's all worth it at the end.
Faris also runs track for the Mavericks and is also a member of the National Honor Society.
We've been able to do park cleanups on the weekends, And there's been some like Alzheimer's walks that we've been able to do and raise some money for Alzheimer's.
After graduation, Ferris plans to attend Stanford.
I'm really indecisive, but I know it's something in medical field. Like I just want to help people, like hopefully go back home and like help the medical situation there, because it's not the best.
Our scholar athlete from MacArthur High School is Leo Castillo. The senior defensive lineman ranks 10th in his class of 525 and currently has a GPA of 109.39.
I really want to get my family ahead in life because my parents came from like a small village in Mexico and they've established a nice life here in the U.S.
Leo is a member of the wrestling and track and field teams. He is also a member of the National Honor Society and is serving as the secretary this year.
We started a virtual book club with all of MacArthur's feeder schools, and we have volunteers from the NHS reading them like books to a bunch of elementary school students, and they seem to have a lot of fun.
Leo also volunteers with the Mac Teach program, the community service group with other MacArthur students.
We just finished a toy drive and writing letters to kids at Belize.
After graduation, Leo plans to attend the University of Texas at Austin.
I want to major in aerospace engineering. That's another reason why I like calculus and physics.
You're watching the America's Diamond Halftime Show.
Now taking the field here at Hero Stadium, the MacArthur Marching Band, the Big Blue Marching Machine, and their Spirit Squad getting into the spirit of the season already with their rendition of Sleigh Ride. And earlier this week, we also caught up with the MacArthur Marching Band High School Band Director.
My name is Evan Berry. This is my 5th year with the Douglas MacArthur Band program. This is actually my 8th year as a director, and I've done all of the 8 years here in San Antonio. It's certainly been a unique fall in terms of normally what we would be working on for this time of the year. Where, around the beginning of December, we've completed football season, we've finished really with our marching contest, and we're kind of working towards holiday music. But this fall, with the complications from the virus, we switched gears to a little bit more of an optional and a little bit more relaxed schedule with the marching band. And instead of foregoing an entire marching season and doing a complete opposite of what we would normally do, we were able to put together a halftime production that gave tribute towards a couple of MacArthur shows of the past and the history of the school, and actually an old production called G-Force that used to be a really, really big tradition of the school, and they took to that and put together a show really just for kids to enjoy themselves and have something to work towards and give the community something that they can clap for at halftime. We continue to try and find as many ways as possible to make it a normal experience, and I think it's really been the senior class that kind of got together at the beginning of the year and made the decisions themselves that they were going to make whatever they could out of this year and make it the best possible. So we have a number of senior students that have taken it upon themselves to jump into, not from an official perspective, but unofficial leadership roles and communicating with their sections and making sure that they're learning music in preparation for rehearsals. They haven't been physically getting together outside of the school days, obviously, because of restrictions that we have, but just keeping open communication as much as possible so that the younger members of the band feel like they're a part of the program, just like they would in any normal school year, and really just trying to leave a great impression on the program for when they leave and hopefully get everything set up for what should be a normal year next year. You can follow us on Instagram. That's probably, the Instagram is our most updated site as a combination of our student leaders and our booster organization that maintain that. And then our band website is fully functioning, and that's the best way to find out information about the program, and that is simply macbandsa.com.
Our thanks to Mr. Evan Berry, and it's that time again. There's a $5,000 scholarship on the line for one of the bands that appears on TNL, and it's possible once again by the Children's Hospital of San Antonio. If you'd like to vote for the MacArthur Band, it's time to text BAND 23 to 44332. Again, that's BAND 23 with no spaces to 44332. To check out the texting guidelines, head over to the CW35.com. Once again, we'd like to thank the Children's Hospital of San Antonio for making this $5,000 band grant scholarship possible. Stick with us right after this. Chuck and Don get you ready for the second half.
Welcome back. It's halftime. Madison over Mac, 24-0 at the break. Time for our AHIA highlights. First half highlights was the Keyshawn Rogers show. First on the little screen pass, then a nice long touchdown run for the sophomore running back. That made it 14-0. A field goal by Caden Esquivel made it 17-zip. And then Rogers, after Anthony Little got him down to knock on the door, he busted in for his third touchdown of the game. And that brings us to our halftime stats.
And our guys in the truck don't miss a beat with that moon, huh? And 21 ought to change his number to 6, right? The night he's having, but as much as we want to laud the Madison offense, man, it is their defense that is absolutely doing the job here tonight. To hold anybody to 38 yards in 2 quarters of work, that's getting her done.
Sure enough, we're coming back with the kickoff of the second half. Madison and Mac, the M&M Bowl from Heroes rolls on after this.
Thanks for watching the America's Diamond Halftime Show. Stay tuned for the second half kickoff. You're watching Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Welcome back. It's not Halloween. It's December. But I'm scared. Just looking at the moon tonight. What else is going to happen in 2020? It's a little intimidating.
Yeah, I mean, that thing looks like it's going to go supernova.
Here come the Brahmas, ready for second half action.
Yeah, putting up a good fight in that first half. A lot of energy. People bouncing off one another, and the Mavs ready to go here in the second half as they find themselves 2 quarters away from punching a ticket to the postseason.
Our second half kickoff tonight brought to you by R&L Certified Auto Group, as both teams have come back onto the field.
We got lots of stuff going on around town. Our crack statistician, Mark Husenberger, updating some of the scores. And over there in the Northside League, O'Connor trailing Stevens 14-2. And Mark says that an O'Connor loss means they don't make the playoffs for the first time in 18 years, right? Seems like the O'Connor staple is punching its ticket to the postseason. And then how about Taft? They're up 34-zip on Holmes, and a win by the Raiders, and they are in the postseason for the first time in 13 years. Cannot say enough about the job that is going on over at Taft, and we had them earlier this year. Just great to see schools on the rise.
Uh-oh, that's booted. Madison thinks they've got it, and they do. They come up with the football on the muff of the short kick return, and it's Demas Bonner coming up with the football.
Hello, Sam Demas. Big play for the Mavs here to start quarter number 3. Sorry about the Bill and Ted moments. Had to get it in.
It was one of those mid-range kind of squibbers. Took a bad hop. Actually caught it on the fly, and it just went off his kneecap. So RJ Kyle and company start in Brahma territory. Handed on the sweep to Rogers. He gets down the sideline. And he's out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. Right at the marker. In fact, the yard marker guy was going to get run over, so he bailed out.
I don't blame anybody for bailing out when Cortland is the guy tracking the ball carrier.
Be second down and a long 2 for R.J. Kyle. Hands again to Rogers. He's got blockers in front, almost horse-collared down, and finally is brought down, not able to get out of the grasp of D'Angelo Johnson-Prosser, the senior linebacker. Wasn't going to let go of that ankle.
Yeah, DJP doing a really good job. Came up a little,
I think he
dinged on that.
Kicked in the face.
But man, he did a great job because you're right. Madison had all kinds of blockers out in front.
So it's 3rd down and 3. Max offsides, free play, one-on-one coverage, and incomplete as he was looking for Jalen Stewart. Again, a free play, might as well throw it up there and see what happens. It was the 2nd or 3rd time tonight that Kyle's been able to, with the hard count, draw the Brahmas offside.
Again, I love it. Fire drill on the back end.
Deep end. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
And that was a really good job of adjusting by Carlos Carrasco Campos, the senior wide receiver DB, to go in and make a play, break that thing up at the end.
So that 5 yards moves the sticks. It's a Mammoth Contracting 1st down for the Madison Mavericks. Kyle stands at his 30, rolls to his left. Got a man wide open. Just wide open, caught. Touchdown, Mavericks. Hayden Solarzik broke free, a bust on the coverage. And all you had to do was just throw it in the area code for that one to be complete.
And the reason why, Don, is the protection up front. I mean, I was watching the offensive linemen, and I'm telling you, not a single Brahma was able to get past the line of scrimmage. Rabel, Gertman, Martinez, Gallagher, Hart, left to right, doing an amazing job on that play, setting it up.
Esquivel stays perfect. The extra point is good, and it's 31-0. We're just underway here in the 3rd. R.J. Kyle with another touchdown pass here at Heroes. Welcome back. It's our Guild Mortgage Smile Cam. Emma's got a lot to smile about. Her Mavericks in control here, 31-0, as Caden Esquivel gets ready to kick it off on a chilly night at Heroes Stadium as the Mavericks closing in on a playoff spot. Another short kick. That one's fielded about the 27. Mack pushes it up across the 30-yard line, and that's where we'll see Jackson Deason and company, junior quarterback.
And Hayden Solarzik, I mean, he just had 9 catches for 134 yards coming into this game, but what does that tell you? I mean, he's been a big play guy for them. The 2nd touchdown of the season. Now we'll see if the Mavs can get something going here. I'm sorry, the Brahmas get something going here with their first initial possession to start the 2nd half.
It's a Mammoth Contracting 1st down here on TNL.
I guess first initial would be redundant.
It's been hard to get anything going against this Madison defensive front all night long. A dominant performance by the Mavs. As you take a look at Kevin Hurston, a really nice job here. I'm very impressed with his opening comments. You know, when you're 0-7 coming in, and it's easy to go negative, but instead he said he's very proud of this MAC team and that he's been able to notice the improvement individually and the way they've improved over the course of the season in a very difficult spot as they hand it to Ethan Kamaka-Tovar, and he's got a nice game. Flag down in the defensive backfield, though.
Yeah, and as we take a look at Kevin Hurst, I mean, it was really refreshing talking to him this week and how upbeat he was and trying to maintain positivity with everything that's gone wrong in terms of wins and losses this year. He said, you know, I thought these kids have done an amazing job staying in it, coming to work every day, giving us what they can, giving us what they got. And, you know, it's just been the perfect storm, as we said at the onset. You know, they've had every force of nature go against them all year long. No summer, no, you know, they had a new offense. And, you know, they talked as a staff. He said that we put the pencil to paper, and the only normal time we had as a staff was January 15th to March 6th. Every other day has been a gigantic pivot. So, you know, it's not uncommon for what everybody's had to go through this year in 2020 when you're talking about trying to put a football team on the field. But again, you know, MacArthur had a lot of kids that decided they weren't going to come out for football this year. You've had multiple quarterbacks in this season because of injury. You've got some youth. You're trying to implement a new offense. And, you know, you're going to have good years and bad years. And, you know, you talk about a guy taking over a program for his first year. He's not new to Mac, but obviously he's new to the head coaching position there. You know, just a lot of moving parts. And you're just hoping to see growth week to week.
Aaron Bowles with a nice job defensively from Madison on that last play, setting up 2nd down and 11. They go right up in the middle. There's a big gain. Josh Dunlap's had a couple of nice runs tonight. Over 10 yards. That one right up the middle. The sophomore showing a lot of promise. That they have something to build on in the future with that young running back.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, he came into this ball game with over 600 yards rushing on the season, and you know, 5'10", 195 pounds, and showing some really good feet right there on that run.
Zion Mack, also a running back that's getting some play tonight. Is see that crowded backfield. They hand it to Mack. Zuniga in on another tackle. I know we don't keep him, Mark Kusenberger, but I would say he's in the double digits now with solos and assisted for sure.
No question, 43's out tonight, but getting back to Dunlap, Don, you know, this guy was having a whale of a season. He got hurt in the Reagan game, but he was averaging over 100 yards a game before he got hurt.
Yeah, good size, good speed. Had that big 25-yard run earlier.
Yeah, just a really good fit for what they're trying to do at Mac. He's a hard-nosed ball player.
Deason stumbles, and he's dropped. Madison, another good job of pursuit by their defense. Ethan Hilbig there on the tackle on that play. And Deason's a little gimpy running off to the sideline as they turn it over. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Madison.
But yeah, so Ethan Kamakatovar was brought up from JV when Dunlop got hurt, but now both of these guys are healthy. So yeah, they're going to have a nice little 1-2 punch next season with both of these guys underclassmen.
So the Madison Mavericks will take over. And we're getting a look at the second team as Jalen Stewart, the wide receiver who had that big catch down the sideline on the opening drive, is now in at quarterback. And Darius Dillard gets the carry there. He's just a sophomore, 160 pounds. You should take a look at Stewart getting his first series at QB. He fakes to Cooper, keeps it himself, and gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it. Madison feeling very comfortable here, up 31-0, and get a look at some seniors who will get some chance to play. Offensive line, switch guys up. We're going to see Caden Mata at receiver. Little still in there. And again, interested to see what Dillard can do here as just a sophomore at running back. They hand to Cooper on the sweep. He gets to the outside, he's got the corner, and stumbles across midfield, and he knows he had about one more move and he could have been gone.
Yeah, Mav's doing a great job over there on the left side, setting the edge, giving Cooper a place to run out there, and he's got some good speed, was able to turn it up and pick up the sticks.
So it's another Mammoth contracting first down. Devon Cooper's been impressive all night long at that receiver spot. Stewart hands inside. That's the sophomore Dillard.
Well, Blaine Peterson really has to like what he's seen from his squad tonight. I mean, obviously, you got a backyard brawl. Max got a chance to wreck your season. They punch you in the mouth tonight, and you don't know what your playoff situation is going to look like. But Madison came in here and really handled their business through 2.5 quarters, and they've got a lot to play for, obviously, next week. And the playoff picture is still a moving target to see what's going to ultimately end up happening. But, if things go the way everybody thinks they are on paper, then, Madison's got a chance to play Steele next week.
Stewart keeps. Stewart. He's got another Mammoth contracting first down after a mammoth run right up the middle. That was a quarterback zone read, and he wasn't going to hand that off at all.
Again, just look at the blocking. I mean, they've got guys out in front looking for guys to block. Just setting up everything nicely with these blocks. Guys are getting to the second level before they even get contacted.
Get the feeling that the Mavs want to get to bed early tonight, milking that play clock, keeping the ball on the ground as Dillard crashes forward for 5 more.
Yeah, Madison's offensive coordinator, Chad Way, knows a little something about running an offense. Played for Coach Kingsbury up there in New Braunfels with Cliff himself. High school teammates. Pretty cool.
That one's a little slow to develop. They get it to Mata and the Madison defense right there. Take a look at Ryan Coffey. He's one of the big fellas up front helping clear all that space. He wants to go to UIW or Texas State. He's on the Leadership Council. He's an academic all-state performer, a 2-year starter, and he also lettered in wrestling. And by the looks of that guy, another great flow, but I would not want to wrestle him.
I know, this might be the best hair team we've seen all year.
By far. Stewart going down the sideline, and there's 2 flags down. It's going to be pass interference defensively. Hayden Solarzik was down there, and there was a lot of contact.
Solarzik's a big target out there, isn't he? Not an easy guy to cover up.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 28. 15-yard penalty. First down.
He never turned around on the back end, and Solarzik doing as good a job as he could, just staying with the ball as best he could in case there was no penalty called. But ultimately, if the DB doesn't turn around, they're going to make that call 9 times out of 10.
All right, so we're inside the Central Med red zone. It's a Mammoth contracting first down as Stewart hands inside to Dillard. Dillard across the 5, across the 10 rather, down to about the 7. And that clock just keeps on ticking down towards a playoff spot for Madison.
And it's interesting, right, Don? I know we've talked about Blaine Peterson and having turned around this Madison program, put them back in the prominent position that they used to being in. And it was interesting talking to Coach Peterson this week where he said, hey, look, we go into every season thinking we're a playoff team. We just got to go do it. And I kind of like that, Mavs getting their swag back.
Absolutely. Stewart. Dropped. Bit of a loss there. Good job by the MAC defense.
Yeah, and he put it on the coaching staff, too. It's like, we got the guys. And as you can see, Madison's got their usual assortment of athletes. So coaching them up and getting it done, and obviously Blaine Peterson and company done a great job with these Mavs in 2020.
Stewart throws on 3rd and 8, and it's broken up, incomplete.
Again, you mess with this Brahma defense on the back end, and you're going to have some issues. They've got some DBs on this squad.
Aiden DeLeon breaking that one up.
Yeah.
Almost had himself a 102-yard interception the other way.
Yeah, I mean, they got some guys back there that can play, and that's obviously where they're the most veteran, and they got some talent too.
27-yard attempt here for Caden Esquivel. He's perfect on the night. Sophomore kicker's been very impressive. This one's from the other hash, and he sneaks it in. And it's 34-0. Madison with 2:52 to go here in the third quarter on their way to a playoff spot in 26-5A. Welcome back to Heroes Stadium. It's 34-0. Madison on their way to a playoff spot here over MacArthur. 2:32 to go here in the third quarter. What a tough district this is to try to get into the playoffs now, especially now that Brandeis has moved over. They were the two-time defending district champs over from the North Side district. That one was almost mishandled as well, but caught, and Mac will have the football when we come back here at Heroes Stadium on a final edition of TNL.
Closed captioning for today's game is sponsored by Texas Water Advisor.
All right, so first down and 10 for the MacArthur Brahmas. Jackson Deason in at quarterback still as they trail 31-0, trying to get on the board here. 2:20 to go in the third quarter. A nice fake up the middle and a nice big hit again by that interior of the Madison defense, and we're seeing the Madison second teamers on defense as well, and that's Aiden Contreras, the junior linebacker, with a nice form tackle.
And again, just too many Mavericks playing on the other end of the line of scrimmage right now, and it is all you can eat for a defense that has just been absolutely amazing here tonight.
Second down and 9. Saw that Zuniga was still in on the last snap. Decent roll. Zuniga pressures him. He completes it across the 40 and to the 45-yard line. That goes to Sam Cooper.
How about Cooper there at the end? A little backyard brawl action, sticking and lowering his shoulder and delivering a pow. Love it.
Third down and 1. Brahmas really need to convert here. And again, they've got Jonah Dunlap, the sophomore running back, number 21, next to Deason. And they run him. Deason fakes it rather, goes right up the middle, and he's got the first down and more. That zone read is a nice little play for Mac.
Yeah, and Deason's a tough guy, man. He's not the biggest cat on the planet, 5'10", 160-pound junior, but not afraid to get his nose bloodied, stick it all up in there, right, when he needs to.
30 seconds left in the third. Deason on a roll. He's going to run this one the entire way. And a nice tackle in space made by Braden Campbell. The junior safety came up there with another perfect form tackle.
Yeah, it sure was a good tackle. I mean, just came up, read it, and then closed in a hurry.
And Mac's not going to snap it again, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. That third flew by. Madison 34-0. It's all Mavs here. And we're coming back with more fourth quarter action on the CW35. Welcome back. TNL Air Serve third quarter highlights. Just the one touchdown pass. Kyle to Hayden Solarzik wide open. Added a field goal as well. Big night for Caden Esquivel, their kicker. And it is 34-0 Madison. Mac still has it. We start the fourth as you take a look at Blaine Peterson. Kevin Hurst, the MAC coach. And we'll see Jackson Deason take the snap here and fire into the flat. It's completed near the 40-yard line. Another nice throw by Deason. You can see where they're developing him for the future. Javon Gutierrez, the senior wide receiver, with a catch. Many of these Brahmas playing in the very last pad football game of their lives here. Always relish the opportunity to suit up, play in front of a crowd, and they'll miss this. And they've been fortunate, as is all these schools who have done a good job staying COVID-free and able to play their final season of high school football. Dunlap's got nowhere to go. Elijah Grady, we'll see him in the San Antonio Sports All-Star game, and you can see why.
TFL. Put a little scratch next to that stat. Busting through and making a play. But yeah, you're right, Don. I mean, I think in the end game, that's probably the biggest blessing of them all, right? I mean, we could talk about wins and losses, but where we were this summer and all the ambiguity with where we might be, would we have a season? Would we not have a season? Would we have a practice even? Would we get through the week? The fact that the UIL has somehow pulled this show off is just absolutely astounding, and obviously a testament to everybody involved, all these teams, all these coaches, all these players. I mean, MAC didn't have a single COVID test positive. Not one.
Yep.
It's amazing.
They're able to play.
Knock on wood.
We're back in 15 seconds.
San Antonio International is the first and only airport to use the Light Strike robot, which is proven to destroy hard-to-kill viruses, to include the virus that causes COVID-19, providing the highest level of cleanliness so you can fly easier, fly safer, and fly confident.
So Stewart in for his second series as the starting quarterback, or as the quarterback of record right now, after a fantastic job by R.J. Kyle for most of this game. Hands inside, and there's that sophomore. Big bust up the Miller for Dillard. He's getting his chance here tonight, and he's done a nice job.
Yeah, Garibaldi, number 5, the junior DB, if he doesn't swoop in to make a great tackle, that thing is probably going to get housed.
If you're the umpire, how do you just stay frozen right there and not try to get out of the way? That's the smartest thing to do, though. Just
absolutely.
Man, I'd be watching my kneecaps on every play. These officials have all season long. I think it's been the best year of officiating that we've seen since we've been doing TNL.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree. It's been clean each and every week.
They've really been good this year. You know, high school doesn't have instant replay, but when we do these games on TNL, we have that ability. And you know, in previous years, we've said, uh-oh, they missed that one, you know, and they can't change it. This year, all the close calls that we've had on replay, we've gotten wrong up here in the booth, and they seem to have gotten them right live. And just hats off to the officials this year. They've done a great job.
Testament to the job they've done here in 2020 as well.
Larry West's crew out here tonight. It's 3rd down and 3. As the clock ticks on inside of 9 minutes now. And boy, we were talking in the commercial break. How about these first-round playoff games we're going to see with these 6A districts across South Texas?
And you're not kidding. I mean, again, Mark Kusenberger all over this stuff. So, I mean, you potentially have Madison Steele, Smithson Valley Reagan, Wagner Johnson. Judson would host whoever makes it between Brandeis or Roosevelt. I mean, yeah, I'm all in on all that.
Taking a look at our Monarch Trophies. We're handing out the hardware after the game. Assume that that will be to the Madison Mavericks. And we'll have to defer to Brian Watts and Chris Kotfus for our MVP of the game. But Monarch Trophy, our thanks to them. They've been a partner of TNL from the very beginning, and they provide all the trophies. And I tell you what, if you have a business and you need a plaque or certificate or Little League team, any sort of, Their showroom's unbelievable if you've ever been over there. 344-3777. You can reach out to Monarch Trophy.
At MTSA.com. And CW35.com as well if you want to watch this ball game on the internet.
Handoff up the middle and just all you can eat for this Madison offense right now. And that's another new ball carrier for the Mavs. Aaron Valverde getting a shot at it, the senior. A chance to carry the football, good for him. This time's going to get away from us quickly, and we're going to have a lot to talk about, Chuck. So I just want to bring in a little early. You know what time it is?
I believe it is time for the gentle musings of the uniform czar.
And you know what? Tonight we're going out on a solid note here on 1st and 10 for Stewart. Keeps it himself, and he's brought down by Stevens. Solid note. Let's start with the MacArthur Brahmas. I love a font across the chest that is that easy to read. Good, bold block numbers. Now, let me tell you something about Mac that I like. That's new. That kind of their take on the Texas Longhorn Brahma there, kind of a
solid,
very solid. I wish they'd do it on both sides. I just want the consistency. Do it on both sides. You don't need the M. We all know your Mac. Very nice, clean, good colors, good lines. Everything about that uniform is first class. Madison, also very strong. You very rarely see a vertical shoulder stripe. And they run it down the whole side of the jersey. Is up the middle for another big gain. Good clean numbers. And I love the ribbon that they do at the knee pad, across the front of the knee pad. It's a good helmet logo. You know, that knee ribbon is a nice touch. And you know what's really cool? Burnt orange and blue. You know, I know Texas is too much traditionalist to add anything, but I actually like the burnt orange of the Madison Mavericks better than UT because of the blue accent. It's not too much. It's just the outline of the number there. It's very nice.
No, I would never, ever elevate myself to the level of the uniform czar. However, I will say that I like the M, the classic M for
the
Mac. That reminds me old school tradition.
Yeah.
The rich, great athletic tradition that MacArthur High School has. I don't ever want to see that go.
Okay.
But I'm an old guy.
Okay.
So
I don't disagree with that, but do it on both sides. I don't like the inconsistency.
Okay. And now for the Mavs, I got to say,
clean.
I wish they would go back to more of the blue, like they did back when 100 years ago when I was there. I loved when it was burnt orange and the
more blue,
dark blue. It was different.
Did they have
it was
a blue
different
jersey?
than Texas. Well, like for baseball, we had blue jackets with the
orange,
the burnt orange lettering, and it was just bold. It was different. It was a break from the UT style of look. But I'm not ever going to complain about a pure white jersey with that burnt orange with the blue trim. That's pretty solid.
And that single vertical stripe on the side of the jerseys, we see a big slobber knocker there. It's clean. Yeah. There's two good uniforms out there tonight.
Yeah, the Mavs had some. They worked that blue in a lot back in the day and kind of went away from it. But again, it's hard to mess up that classic Madison look that they got going here tonight.
Nothing wrong with an all-white look. In fact, I still maintain, with apologies to the Michigan Wolverines helmet, that the Vince Young Texas all-white uniform is as good as it gets. No stripe. That's really, really good.
On the field, defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Man, this game has flown by.
3:08 left, and clock just keeps running. It's a real-time game tonight, really. South Texas Votech first down. They run a little jet sweep, and it's running out of real estate is Hayden Solarzik.
Great job by the Brahmas there, filling that backfield with lots of hats. Tnl Castillo, the senior defensive lineman coming in and making a play there at the end.
Another handoff up the middle, and the senior running back, Aaron Valverde, doing nice work tonight.
Indeed he has. I'll tell you what, D'Angelo Johnson-Prosser as well. I called 85's number a lot tonight from Mac. Guys still duking it out in there. Aiden DeLeon, another senior, making a play there at the end.
That sets up a 4th down and 2 here. Mac trying to bow up and keep him out of the end zone, and there's a collision. And they've left a starter in there.
DJP again.
D'Angelo Johnson-Prosser's had a big night. He's had a couple of those big sticks.
No question, none bigger than this one, though. Hello. Make sure the chiclets are still on your jawline.
He might be playing in his last game ever, in his last 2 minutes of high school football, and he's going to have fun till the very end. I will say, whoever designed that Brahma logo, that abstract, very nice. Very nice. Turnover on downs, Mac has it. Full house backfield, decent hands off. Gain of about maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and we're back in 15 seconds.
San Antonio International is the first and only airport to use the Light Strike robot, which is proven to destroy hard-to-kill viruses, to include the virus that causes COVID-19, providing the highest level of cleanliness so you can fly easier, fly safer, and fly confident.
We're inside of minute 30 now, 2nd down and 6. Madison over Mac, 34-0 as the Mavericks will clinch a playoff spot here in District 28 6A. And we're going to take a look at Cole Klaus, the big senior defensive lineman. Goes both ways, actually, for Mac. He's got a GPA of 97. He wants to go to Texas A&M and study engineering. That's a bright future.
Yeah, it was really good on camera, talking to our cameras to hype this game, too. Speaking on behalf of the Brahmas. Good job, Cole.
Another hard collision all the way up to the very end here. Decent feeling that one. He'll feel that one tomorrow. Again, Mac's got a lot to build on. Got some young players here, getting some good snaps and experience all season long for their running back, Jonah Dunlap, and their quarterback, Jackson Deason, just a junior. And they will be much improved going forward with Kevin Hurst as he is just starting to build this program. And so congratulations to him on a season that they can be proud of, even though they didn't have the record that they wanted to. That ball is almost caught by Stevens, but I can't tell you how impressed we were with Kevin Hurst and the way he's mentored these kids. That's going to do it. 34-0 the final here, as Madison clinches a spot in the playoffs and winners of the M&M Bowl, and we will come back to hand out the Monarch Trophies and have much more here from Heroes Stadium as TNL rolls on.
This is Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by Thomas J. Henry and sponsored by Vulcan Materials Company, America's Diamond, the Children's Hospital of San Antonio, RNL Certified Auto Group, Air Serve Heating and Air Conditioning, Affordable Health Insurance Agency, Orange Theory Fitness, Air Today Heating and Air Conditioning, Guild Mortgage, San Antonio Sports, Methodist Healthcare, Plumbing Today, Texas Water Advisor, Beluga Air, Bargain Warehouse Outlet, JD Collision Express, Air Conditioning Service Company, the San Antonio International Airport, Centro Med, Mammoth Contracting, and Monarch Trophies.
34-0, our final here from Heroes Stadium. The Madison Mavericks clinch a playoff spot in District 28 6A with their win over MacArthur here tonight. It's time to hand out those Monarch Trophies. Boy, it's Madison, Mac, and Monarch. It's the M&M Bowl. Zach Hedrick, take it away.
Thanks, Don, very much. Joined now by the man of the night, Anthony Zuniga, our player of the game tonight. Anthony, great game tonight.
Thank you.
Shutout always got to feel nice, especially, in a rivalry game and to clinch a playoff spot.
Yes, sir. That's the most important part. We're going to come out here, clinch a playoff spot, and we knew it was going to be an aggressive game. We know that they're going to bring all their last game, but we knew if he came out 100%, everybody fly to the ball, we were going to have a great game.
Well, speaking of flying to the ball, Don and Chuck were calling your name all night. I mean, you were practically living in the backfield. What was working for you guys up front?
I mean, hey, there's two other guys that were up front. I mean, they take care of what they could do. I went up there, I did what my business was told us to do. I mean, Coach always told us, if you do your job, everybody else will do your own. And lately, I did my job pretty good, I would say.
Well, I know, too, you were pretty fired up for your offensive teammates tonight, too. I know in that first second-half touchdown, Hayden Solarzik scored, and you were hyped up on the sideline, man. I mean, tell me what it was like seeing him score.
They practiced that play I don't know how many times during practice. I've seen him practice it 100 times. I don't think they get it. They got it probably about 2 or 3 times, but I was glad they got it that one time on game time. I'm glad you got it.
They practice it on you enough, so you're glad to see it work against somebody else.
Exactly, yes, sir, of course.
Anthony, great game tonight, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time. We're going to bring in Coach Peterson now.
Yes, sir.
And Coach, we were on our way over here, and we were saying you guys just wanted to get out of the cold earlier.
Well, it doesn't matter to us what the weather is. We just love playing football, and we were happy to be out here tonight.
Just talk about your team performance. I mean, all 3 phases: offensive, defense, special teams.
Well, we had to get after them a little bit at halftime. I thought the first half we were a little sloppy, had a lot of penalties, had a couple turnovers, and I challenged them to go ahead and clean it up. And I thought in the second half they really came out, played with great effort, had good focus on the night in the second half, and really finished it off.
Your defensive line, especially by Mr. Zuniga here, was disrupted the whole night. What did you see out of them?
Well, they did a great job of bottling up, taking away the inside run game, and they were physical and tough up front, and I'm really proud of those guys.
So playoff spot, how's it feel?
Well, it feels great. You play 10 straight weeks, and in the end, you want to have an opportunity to get in the playoffs, and with the win tonight that gets us in. And so we're excited about the opportunity, and we're excited about having another week to try and improve and take on our next opponent and see if we can have some success.
Well, especially a year like this where it's just you got so many unforeseen challenges too.
Well, absolutely. Yeah, from day to day, it could be, your quarterback or your running back could be removed from the team. So we've been pretty fortunate to be able to keep our guys intact and show up and play each week, and so we're looking forward to another good week.
Well, Coach, good luck in the playoffs to you and your squad, and we didn't forget you as well, so we got that for you.
Well, I appreciate this. It's always nice to put gold trophies in the trophy case.
Coach, we'll let you guys get back and celebrate with the rest of your team. Good luck in the playoffs, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Don, Chuck, back up to y'all.
All right. Thanks a lot, Zach. Great job, as always, from Zach Hedrick. As you take a look at our air conditioning service company, Smile Cam, the Madison Mavericks, celebrating the win here tonight. My good friend Rodney Ramirez letting me know that he coached Anthony Zuniga in Pee Wee ball and said he had the same kind of motor then. It's our Bargain Warehouse outlet play of the game. No question, it's Kashawn Rogers with that long touchdown run. One of his 3 first-half touchdowns as Madison pulled out early and never looked back. We're coming back with much more on TNL right after this.
Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights postgame show, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Oh, it's time for our collision of the game. 34-0 Madison, the winners. It's our JV Collision Express. D'Angelo Johnson-Prosser going out in style with a form tackle. Bang, woo, goes the bell. Nice job from that senior. Time for our AHIA highlights. dominated by Kashawn Rogers, the sophomore running back, scoring with receptions, scoring on long touchdown runs, scoring on short touchdown runs. 3 touchdowns early in the half as Madison jumped out to a 24-0 lead. Caden Esquivel adding a couple of field goals here tonight as well. And then R.J. Kyle finding Solarzik wide open for that touchdown as Madison ran away with it here. And Chuck, a dominating performance by the Madison D as you look at the 78 total yards.
I mean, I'm speechless. I can't say enough about the job that the Mavs did, and it started with that defensive line. The linebackers did a really good job in that 3-3. They like to play in the box, but just an outstanding performance when it absolutely had to have one. The Madison Mavericks got it from both sides of the ball tonight and are moving on to the postseason.
All right, I'm going to give you a warning. Roll the DVR if you're a high school football player or fan, because when we come back, we will show you the best of TNL from this unbelievable season. So don't go anywhere. We're coming back with more after this.
Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights postgame show, presented by Thomas J. Henry.
Welcome back to Hero Stadium. Madison over Mac tonight, 34-0, our final. You know, we came into this 12th season of TNL bragging that it was our best schedule ever. And even with some of the COVID issues that we had to deal with scheduling-wise, I would say it lived up to the hype. We had a lot of really good games, some fantastic finishes. Chris Kotfas, Brian Watson, the crew did an amazing job. And as some video proof, here's some of the great moments of the 2020 TNL season. Off to the races goes J.C. Solitaire. Talk about adding to your rushing totals. To the house. Touchdown, Patriots. Driggers has his work cut out from him on this snap. Straight drop, wants to go deep over the middle, does. One-on-one coverage, caught. Redding to the 5, Redding. Touchdown, Unicorns.
Finish what you started, young man.
Jacob Redding making his grandpa, Sterling Jeter, very proud in this stadium where grandpa coached for so long. L.J. Butler lining up, he'll get the carry. He's got the first and he's got a lot more. He's gone. L.J. Butler to the house. Touchdown, Wagner. DiDomenico with trips to his right. He rolls that way. And now fires deep. Got a man wide open. And what a catch! Touchdown, Clemens. An amazing one-handed catch by Cade Pososnik.
Man, you're not kidding.
Burrows keeps easing to free space. Burrows down the sideline. Burrows showing some speed. Touchdown, Judson.
Even better after the play.
Michael Burrows. Here's Cardenas. He gets to the outside. Watch out. Cardenas just throwing a man out of his way. That's unbelievable. C.J. Cardenas going beast mode. Oh my goodness. Getting to the outside, looked like he had a bee on him, and he just says, get out of my way.
Had the angle, and then had the touchdown. That's something else.
As Hernandez goes to the air, and what a catch! Hitting me. Alan Hernandez.
Make a play 1-4.
One-handed.
Oh, that's just a fantastic play.
Smith wants to go deep. Fires, single coverage.
Oh,
Locke
yeah.
got it. What a catch. Locke, touchdown, O'Connor. He will not be stopped.
Oh, what a play.
Locke goes up to try to catch a great throw. Did he come down with it? He did. Touchdown, John Locke. 2 of the biggest plays of the night coming from number 15. Himmel rolling, firing. Got it. Caught! Good! Fredericksburg wins on a 2-point conversion. At the end, Bernie said no, Fredericksburg said yes, and the Battling Billies walk off on a final 2-point conversion here in Bernie. Williams is looking left, still looks that way, under pressure, gets out of that, makes a nice move, and Cannon Williams is gonna stroll in for 6. Nice individual effort. A little ad-lib by Cannon Williams. Pitch back, double pass, going deep, had him open, caught across the 30 to the 20, cutting back. Isaac Jackson. Drilled, ball came out, is it live? It's a turnover coming back this way.
What a play all the way around.
I had no problem with trying to be a little aggressive in this spot too, because you're just one big play away from taking the lead in this game. There was a false start, so it's half the distance, so that ball is basically touching the goal line. They do the same thing. York one-on-one. He's got it. Let's see his speed. Jack York, 99.5. Ties the all-time record for Tnl's longest play.
Man, I love that play call, Don Harris. I love it.
How good is Chris Kotfus and Brian Watts and the guys in the truck? An unbelievable season of TNL as we look at the faithful file out of heroes. And Chuck, I know that you feel as strongly as I do about this, about all the people that are working behind the scenes here. You hear me and Chuck's annoying voice for 3 hours. Right. Great job by Zach Hedrick on the sidelines this season, and our statistician extraordinaire, Mark Kusenberger, who knows more about high school football than just about anybody in America. And he props me and Chuck up because we don't know half as much as he does about what's going on in high school football. But I just want to name some of the crew here that have been working for the entire season, all 12 games, and it all starts with our director, Brian Watts, and his guys in the truck. Just an amazing job of these highlights and the way they put things together. Eric Armenta on camera there. We got so many great camera guys, including Arthur Estes and Rick Johnson and Sean Tyson and Tremaine McBride and Eric, as I said, Bryce Rushing. Randy Watts drives the truck. He's the red hat on the field. Patrick West doing the graphics. Isaac Sines on the bug. John Gonzalez up in master control. Rick Zamora is the AP. He runs everything here. And Oscar Zamora, who I've worked with for 31 years. And Oscar's been at News 4 for 40, I think. Mike Guerrero, our incredible chief engineer. Jack Green is one of our photographers, and Carlos Sanchez as well. And Chuck, you and I may be the only two guys that really know just how hard Chris Kotfus works on this show every week. Indeed. I can't even imagine how many hours he puts in.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say you and I are probably the least qualified to be hanging with this crew. I mean, it's just unbelievable every single week, the continuity, how everything is thought out, how everybody's one step ahead in the truck, and the camera guys too, and their ability to get and capture everything from different angles and then present it to you, the high school football fan. I mean, this broadcast is really, truly an amazing thing to be a part of, and I'm just glad they let us come in the front door.
Other than the announcers, it is a college football, as good as you'll see on FSN or anything else. Gina Cook on graphics tonight, Marco Ortega on camera, David Lowe on audio as well, and Chris Kotfus is the guy who prepares us with our spotter sheets, who talks to the coaches, who puts together these scholarship packages. He's got a full-time job, and so I don't know how he crams in another 40 hours on top of his other 40 hours that he regularly works. But I know we don't have a shot at Chris, but I just want to give all the credit in the world to Chris Koffis and Brian Watson, this amazing crew. Our next game, that's the good news, is we've got one more, and that's the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game, Saturday, January 30th at 2 p.m. And, of course, our GM and executive producer, Dean Radla, who this was his brainchild a dozen years ago. Our thanks to Dean for putting it all together. And partner, before we throw to the greatest plays in TNL history, I'll let you have the final word.
Just thanks for letting us in on the party each and every week. It has been our pleasure. And with everything that has gone on in 2020, what an absolute delight it has been to watch these young bucks go out and do their thing each and every week. And my prayers for January 30th are we got cold weather because we're doing it outside.
That's
partner.
right. We'll be right back here at Hero Stadium. And speaking of the great Chris Koffis, he's been on part of this from the very beginning, and he has put together the greatest plays in the history of the last decade of TNL. We'll see you from Hero Stadium for the All-Star Game on January 30th. Until then, so long, everybody, and enjoy the greatest plays over the last 10 years.
Garcia looking for Salceda again. Garcia fires a bullet, but going the opposite way, intended for number 18, Brandon Banda. And look, it's wide open. Pitch and catch.
Prime goes back to pass and throws a route down the sideline. Got a man, and it's caught, and he's gone. This is going to be a 99-yard touchdown to Jawan Anderson. 99 and a half, as Dandy Don would say. Touchdown, Hurricanes. Pitch it again, and look at the speed to get outside, cutting it back, and uh-oh, he's got in space. One man to beat, now he's gone. Bruce Moody is going to break the TNL record on this play. A 74-yard touchdown run, his 5th touchdown, and that will take him to a TNL record of 289 rushing yards on the night.
And the handoff is to Johnson. He's got a lot of room and a lot of speed to the 40. He's not going to be caught. This is Chris Johnson, 95 yards.
He really gives you a great example of his speed, and this is why this young man has rushed for over 3,500 yards in the last 2 years. He's just outstanding.
Are you impressed as I am at the separation Battles gets when he runs routes? I mean, look at, there's just nobody near him.
Down the sideline, gonna score. Jalen Battles, touchdown Madison. 55 yards.
For the win. Kick is up. Kick is good. Budari from 48 yards.
What a clutch kick. What a great kick.
You can see the graphic. The last Burbank win over Highlands was way back in 1978 when Kansas's Carry On Your Wayward Son was number 1. Third down and a country mile for Cervantes. It's picked off. Burbank's got an interception and a touchdown.
Are you kidding me? This is something else, this turnaround.
Fakes it, keeps it. Sanchez with room. Sanchez, touchdown Bulldogs. Luna, touchdown. And the Burbank Bulldogs have exploded in the second half.
You're a Highlands grad. But you're all Burbank tonight.
No, I'm a Bulldog at heart, man, I tell you.
I know there's a lot of football lessons in this, but what does this say about life for you guys and your players?
I tell you what, in life, there's going to be some big obstacles, but I tell you what, these guys overcame it tonight. They know they had a good football team that they were going to play against, and they met the challenge, and I tell you what, these are some good men here, right?
This will be the first punt of the night. And, well, maybe not. Ward going to take off. Wanye Ward will have the first down and a whole lot more. Touchdown, Hornets.
All right, so here's the Hoyos. Hands to Stevenson. He's going backwards, but he's making something out of nothing, and he gets clear. Look out. Stevenson past midfield, turning on the Jets. Stevenson's gonna score. Touchdown, Raiders. Jalen Hughes over the middle. Now he's looking for a block. Gets one, cuts back. Watch out. Jalen Hughes, another cutback, breaks another tackle. What? One man to beat. He's gonna get to the end zone. Yeah. Touchdown, O'Connor. Wow, Jalen Hughes.
So again, from the left hash for the win. Ronaldo Sanchez from 35 yards out. It is up. Plenty of leg. It is good. Southside wins it in double overtime. 35-yard field goal from Ronaldo Sanchez. And the final score in double overtime. Southside 38, Brackenridge 35. Pandemonium in South San Antonio.
Welcome to 29-4A, Cardinals.
Doesn't matter. This is a touchdown. Stockton. 25-yard gain.
start glowing. Your best be ready, heartbeat steady, cause the air gets heavy. The game is here, no time for fear. Can you hear the cheers? Yeah. Let's go.